So we've got some pretty interesting news bits from Spider-Man No Way Home, the third MCU Spider-Man movie, including some spoilers that I have not seen on Twitter about some major plot points. No, this is not just about Alfred Molina. He was confirmed on Twitter, which we had heard about months ago, actually last year, I think. But we got some very interesting plot leaks, and this is on Reddit from the user who called Julia Louis-Dreyfus for Falcon and Winter Soldier. Now, I want to tell y'all that I want to apologize for my Falcon and Winter Soldier review. I missed the end credit scene. I totally missed it, and I also messed up the names on that review. And I really feel bad because I hate when I don't perform at my best. So I do apologize for that, and I hope that you'll forgive me in that, and know that for the next review I do for the finale coming up this week, next week, I'm sorry, I will do the best review I can do. I mean, that was just, I just wasn't happy with it. But let's talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. So we're going to go into some spoilers. Now, this does not go into the entire plot of the movie, but it does go into important plot points, okay? So he nailed that Julia Louis-Dreyfus cameo, so let's go ahead and get into it. Last chance to leave, you don't want to be spoiled. Of course, I don't know if this is accurate or not. This guy apparently got some good stuff, and it's not everything, but it's something. So make sure you leave a like down below and spread this video out. So it says here, the movie starts off where Far From Home ended, and there's a time skip. Okay, that makes sense. Peter is in court, and there's a lot going on. He's trying to prove his innocence. Makes sense. Doctor Strange calls out that there's something wrong and the multiverse is breaking. That's obvious. Villains are going around from other worlds into the others. So, I don't know if that means just Spider-Man villains, but we know there's going to be a lot of crossover. Jamie Foxx is playing Electro, Alfred Molina is playing Doc Ock, and there's more. Doctor Strange is trying to capture them and put them in a special-made prison by him. I'm surprised he's not just going to put them back in their own worlds, but whatever. It's a weird situation because the timelines are going to be all messed up because Alfred Molina is supposed to be dead. Like Doc Ock is supposed to be dead, not the actor, but the character is supposed to be dead. And yet he's alive. So from what we understand, they're going to pull him from at some point in the movie before he dies, but I'm not sure. That's not really here, but that's my guess. The villains somehow escape because Peter, Tom Holland, messes with stuff probably in the Sanctum Sanctorum. Great. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in the second and third act of the movie. How they met or how they came to Tom Holland's world is unknown. Now, it says unknown, but I don't think he means that the movie won't explain it. I think the movie will explain it, but I think what he's saying is he doesn't know. I think he knows some stuff, but not everything. So he probably saw some dailies, digital ones, of course. Maybe some screenshots, maybe some photos from the set. Probably does not have all the details, but they will obviously explain how they met at some point. They both help him capture the villains. There are scenes in the movie with just Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield alone. The movie's final act is on the Statue of Liberty that now looks like a big Captain America with the shield. You know what? Honestly, I think I'd rather have the Captain America Statue of Liberty in our world than the one with the French lady. You know, is she naked under that toga? She's French. All the villains are there with Tom Holland Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. So we all knew there'd be a triple team up against the villains, but where's Daredevil? Where is Daredevil? And also Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is going to be in this movie. Now I'm really happy about this because Willem Dafoe was tremendous as Norman Osborn in the Spider-Man trilogy. And he's going to reprise his role, but there's a big surprise coming up here, yo. Stark's arc reactor is present in the scene, and every villain is trying to get their hands on it for something. This part's not very clear. So, the arc reactor is going to be what they're fighting for in this movie. I guess for just power? I don't know. I dig it. All of the villains are defeated and are put back in the prison of Doctor Strange. All of them except Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. So that tells me that the Green Goblin is going to survive this movie and possibly stay in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, here's why I think that's going to happen. We heard rumors all the way back before Infinity War came out. We're talking about how many years ago was that? 4 years? That Norman Osborn was going to end up being one of the major villains in Phase 4. When Feige was planning Phase 4, that Norman Osborn would be a major villain in the Earth portion, and that there would be a cosmic villain they would have to face in the future. We don't know who that is yet, even though there are theories. So is it going to be a thing where Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin slash Norman Osborn survives this movie and stays in the MCU because Doctor Strange and the Spider-Man couldn't get him, and becomes a Norman Osborn here? And if that's the case, I love it. We'll see how it plays out, but I love it because I love Willem Dafoe as an actor. I love what he brings to that character, and having him play, like, I know we'd have a Green Goblin, I know we'd have a Norman Osborn, but having him play Norman Osborn in the MCU Phase 4, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Moving on, Goblin kills someone major. This person is not sure who it is, but Tom Holland's Peter was crying and enraged. So he hasn't met Gwen Stacy in this MCU, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So maybe he does meet her and we have the repeat of what happened to Gwen Stacy in the comics. I don't know. That'd be great. I don't know. I don't think he's going to kill MJ. I have no idea. He tries to kill the Green Goblin, but wasn't successful in doing so in the end. So he does indeed survive. Movie ends with Peter finishing high school, not clear on what happened with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Now, I had heard the spoiler that I dropped here on this channel about how at the end of the movie, Doctor Strange ends up wiping people's memory to get Peter in the clear about what happened with Mysterio and Spider-Man 2. That was a spoiler that was told to me like last year at some point. Don't know if it's true. Haven't seen the movie yet, but I report on these things for fun. And apparently when he does that, he opens up more rifts in the multiverse, and that will lead into the Doctor Strange film, which will hopefully wrap up this multiverse storyline, even though we've heard rumors that's going to continue even after that. So it says here, keep in mind that there's a lot of things that happen in the movie that are not mentioned here, of course, since this person is not able to get his hands on anything else. As mentioned at first, the movie was secretive and the crew had minimum info about what's going on fully. So he probably just saw scenes of the Green Goblin, of Norman Osborn acting, some of the action scenes, maybe some dialogue, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that Tobey and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, their Peter Parkers, are going to go back to their worlds and maybe actually get a nice happy ending. You know, Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2 had a cliffhanger, so maybe we'll get it. Nothing here about Sinister Six, it just says the villains. So I was hoping they'd do something with the Sinister Six, like with Vulcan and everybody else. Don't know if he's here, but this person didn't see everything, and I hope we do get it. So what do you think about these Spider-Man spoilers, yo? Like, I'm so happy Willem Dafoe is playing the Green Goblin. I'm thrilled about that. And you have a lot of great actors in this movie, bro. There's a lot of great actors. I hope Sam Raimi's involved as a producer at least to help out. And we've heard that Sony is going to give Marvel a lot more leeway this time when they make this movie. It's still going to be a Sony movie in the MCU. They own Spider-Man, but they have a lot of leeway. What do you think? Drop a comment down below. Leave a like. Take care of yourself. And I look forward to seeing more from Spider-Man No Way Home.